So, for the past couple of weeks, you guys have been able to hear my ravings and rantings about the Hunger Games series, and now you will get to hear my opinions on what I controversially think is the best book in the series, and that is Mockingjay. Um, so, as you have gathered, I have mixed feelings slash not very good feelings towards the series as a whole. I think the story is very good, but the way that it's told, and especially the character of Katniss, is quite annoying. And so I had read the first two in the series fairly recently, so I just read this one for my review right now. The beginning of the book, and I guess I'll give a little synopsis of it. So Katniss is in District 13 now, and she's helping with the rebellion, and Peeta is captured in the capital, and yeah, that's about it. There's not too terribly much going on. It's just kind of that. Kind of like the other Hunger Games series. There's not a lot of specific plot points. It's just kind of here's something and then you kind of go with it, which is not a bad thing. So the first part of the book starts out. The writing style is very similar to what we've seen the entire series. A lot of it in Katniss's head, a lot of angry ranting, a lot of weird metaphors. I forgot how weird the metaphors are. And just things that seem like they're trying to be really fancy writing, but they're failing utterly, which I don't know. If Katniss may have done that if she actually wrote the book, but still, it's super annoying. And so you have that going on. But the reason that I think this is the best book is because after that first part where she's kind of alone and bored and sad because she's sick and well, she's trying to get better from all the pain of the Hunger Games, she starts first of all to talk to people. This book is the other two books. Katniss was basically alone, isolated a lot of the time, and even if she wasn't isolated, she felt very isolated. Like you didn't get a lot of interaction with other characters, and even if she did interact with the other characters, she was too busy thinking about herself to really get into that. This time around, I'm not sure if it was just the publishers rushing the author on this, or it's just because like she's actually thought through what the character was doing. But Katniss seems much more. Her walls have gone down. She's much less hateful towards people, and she's actually starting to look to them for support. And realizing that she needs that. I mean, she was always looking to people for support in a very unhealthy way, I think, but it's a lot less, oh, I hate everyone, and more like, I need people, which it makes her a lot less annoying. And also, the other characters really help temper the constant selfishness that Katniss has, that really, really gets on my nerves. The other thing is, I must admit, I am a sucker for a story where a person is brainwashed and they get better and they have to work hard at it and whatever. And that's what Peeta goes through. And the thing that again I think makes this book so much better. Not only am I a sucker for that storyline, but he gets the only other character arc basically. The entire books have been about Katniss, and nobody else really gets any sort of change or gets to move forward in any way. In this book, you finally get some of that from Peeta, and of course, it unfortunately he had to take a billion steps back and sort of get back to where he was. But at least it's something. I guess I just really don't like books that focus on one person and one person only. And that was the issue that I had with the series as a whole. It's just that it's so focused on Katniss. The ending, if you want me to spoil it for you, the ending is, I think, much better in the movie because Gale, don't get me started on Gale. I'm not a Gale fan, and it's like Gale is kind of a jerk in this book, and he's a little less of a jerk in the movie, but not so much. And then at the end of the movie, Katniss tells Gale goodbye, whereas at the end of this book, Katniss just sort of Gale just kind of leaves, and Katniss is just like, oh, he left, and then Pete is there. She's like, oh, Pete is here. I guess I'll marry him then. Like, it's not it's not a it doesn't seem like she's choosing, whereas in the movie it seems like she's choosing. And that way the ending is not very good. The epilogue was better than I remember it being. Seems like most of the threads are tied up. It's really sucky that her mom just leaves her when she's in pain. It's really sucky. Most of the characters, I don't know. They're just how could a mom leave like her only living family and just be like, never mind. Oh, it's so weird. And I think that's another thing that I have trouble with this is that the secondary characters are so much better people, but yet you don't get to understand why they do what they do. And so anyway, basically I've been through all of this before. I like parts. I like the story as a whole of the Hunger Games, but I just think it's told very poorly. And I think this is the best book because we finally get some to hear from some other people about stuff that's going on. So anyway, that's the end of that. Next thing I'll be doing is reviewing number 3 of Nancy Drew, which won't take me very long to read, of course. And then we'll be doing a little Sherlock Holmes. So I'll see you guys for that. Bye!